Good evening. Peel police are searching for at least one suspect after a deadly shooting outside a Brampton shopping mall last night.
It's the third suspicious death to occur in the area in the past week. CTV's John Musselman is live in Brampton tonight with the latest. John.
Well, Michelle, Peel police are taking this very seriously. This is a busy parking lot, especially at this time of night, and this shooting happened just behind me. Peel Regional Police cordoned off a large section of the parking lot at Shoppers World in Brampton today as they continue their investigation into a fatal shooting. Police were called here around 7 o'clock last night after a 25-year-old man was shot multiple times. Investigators say he was in a car in the parking lot when he was targeted by the gunman. Emergency crews pulled the victim out of the vehicle and performed CPR, but he died at the scene.
The suspect or the suspects had already fled prior to police arrival, and at this point our Homicide Bureau has taken care of this investigation, and we're urging anyone who may have any information, video footage, who may have been in the area and saw something to please contact our Homicide Bureau investigators.
Shoppers World is a busy plaza near Steeles and here, Ontario. Residents say the brazen shooting is unsettling.
You never want that in anyone's community, and of course it's shocking someone so young has obviously passed away.
It's shocking, but given the way the neighborhood has changed in the 44 years I've lived here, I'm not surprised. It's getting really scary.
Last night's homicide is believed to be targeted. It comes just 4 days after an 18-year-old man was stabbed in an attack just 1 block west on McMurtry Avenue. It happened inside the hallway of a residential apartment building. This viewer video shows a large knife on the carpet. The victim was found on the driveway outside the lobby. He died at the scene. And Peel police are looking into a third case, also on Friday night. A man was found dead inside a home on Adele Court. That's a block away from the Shoppers World. Police are treating the man's death as suspicious at this point, and the homicide squad has taken over the case. It marks 3 deaths in a span of 4 days, now under police investigation. And what we don't know is if any of these 3 are in any way connected. Police haven't said anything about that, but they are still appealing for witnesses. Anybody who knows anything about any of these cases is asked to call Peel Regional Police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live, I'm John Musselman. I'll send it back inside to you.
Thank you, John. Meanwhile, Toronto police are investigating what they believe to be a suspicious death near Bathurst and St. Clair.
The body of a senior was found in her home this morning, and now the homicide unit is looking into it. CTV's Beth McDonnell has been following the investigation and joins us live with more. Beth.
Yes, Nathan, Toronto police are investigating the suspicious death of a 79-year-old woman at this building on St. Clair near Bathurst. Many seniors live in the building, and so far it appears there are more questions than answers. This all started this morning when officers responded to a medical complaint shortly before 8:30 and found the woman who was deceased. Police have since been investigating all day. The stairwell is blocked with police tape as officers do their work, and I can tell you the homicide unit is monitoring the investigation. I spoke to a man who identified himself to me as the woman's son. He tells me he also lives in the building and learned his mother had died after he was contacted by the superintendent and went to her unit. He says he is in shock as his mother's death is unexpected, despite the fact she's been dealing with several medical conditions. The son says his mother's unit is on the 6th floor and she's lived in the building for about 20 years. He says she has no enemies that he's aware of. Meanwhile, residents are telling me they're worried and scared as few seem to have many details as to what transpired.
I did see a police officer in the garbage area with the superintendent, and he was taking pictures of the big bin. So I don't know why they would be taking pictures of the garbage bin.
Police are still investigating and say they're not providing any interviews at this time. Reporting live on St. Clair, I'm Beth McDonnell. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Beth. Also tonight, fiery moments at Queen's Park. The Ford government faces tough questions the day after the OPP launched an investigation into a company that got millions from the Skills Development Fund. But first, as the clock ticks towards a possible strike by Air Transat pilots, travelers who have flights booked in the coming days and throughout the holidays are scrambling.
Today, the company canceled more than a dozen flights in preparation for what could be a full shutdown. CTV's Raheem Ladani is live tonight inside Terminal 3 with the latest. Raheem.
Hi, Nathan and Michelle. Throughout the day, we've been speaking with a lot of frustrated passengers, not just because their flights have been delayed or canceled, but because of a lack of communication. And let me give you one example. The individuals behind me, the employees of Air Transat, have been handing out this pamphlet to all the passengers to give them more information. The problem is it's dated December 7th. That's 2 days ago. And on it, it also says, our operations today are proceeding normally, so you may travel as planned. Obviously, that hasn't been the case. So we've seen a lot of travelers go up to the ticket agents and plead their case. Some are trying to get home, others are hoping not to miss a very important occasion. Panic is setting in for Victoria. She's the maid of honor for her cousin's wedding in Cancun, but doesn't know if she'll make it.
I actually called Air Transat yesterday asking them to put me on the earlier flight in case this happens, and they refused. And here we are in the exact situation that I begged them not to put me in.
It's a different situation for these sisters from Montreal, traveling together for the first time in 15 years. But their reunion also isn't going as planned.
It's crazy. It's not a stress.
They're among dozens of travelers who were in Punta Cana when Air Transat asked them to cut their trip 2 days short and fly home because of the potential strike. So they flew to Toronto on Monday, but missed their connecting flight home.
On the plane, we have a delay, everything, and they were told many things that was not right. That our porter would wait for us to go to Montreal.
After spending the night in a hotel, everyone on that flight are still trying to get back to Montreal.
We have a group of 5. You have 2, it's going now to 3 o'clock. 2 other one going at 5:30, and this guy we don't know.
Eric and his friends also haven't been told if or when they'll get any of their money back.
No, we have received an email to refund the day we lost on Punta Cana.
Air Transat has already begun canceling some flights for tomorrow, but with no agreement at the bargaining table, it remains to be seen if any planes will take off. So as of now, 12 flights have been canceled by Air Transat today. Another 6 have preemptively been canceled for tomorrow. Another thing we've heard from a lot of passengers is that they've been told from Air Transat, yes, their flight has been refunded, but while they haven't been booked on a new flight, they also haven't been guaranteed reimbursement for any other flight that they book. Reporting live, I'm Raheem Ladani. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Raheem. And one thing that can impact air travel, whether it is on the road or in the sky, is the weather. Let's bring up a live shot this hour as Raheem gets going to start his evening at home. Yes, here's Nathan Phillips Square. People are enjoying the beautiful lights and skating. We've been getting some snow today and are anticipating some this evening. So let's bring in our Lindsay Morrison, who tonight is in Whitby as we continue to build a mountain of toys.
Yeah, and Michelle, we've got a little bit of active weather out here in Whitby still at this hour. First it was the snow, now we're getting some drizzle, and that is a little bit of a concern for tonight. Environment Canada issuing a freezing drizzle warning. Let's begin first, though, with a look at the satellite and radar. That snow impacting many for the afternoon drive today. Fortunately, it has now moved well off to the east and shouldn't be quite as impactful through the night tonight, although again, with the possibility of freezing drizzle, you're going to want to watch for some icy spots. We're also not done with the snow. Second round moves through overnight tonight. We've got snowfall alerts in place. This is a yellow level alert, so moderate risk, but moderate impact, I should say, but high confidence that we are going to get heavy, wet snow. Not only the snow, but it's also windy outside. The winds have been breezy throughout the day today. They are going to strengthen further into tomorrow and will eventually be quite strong coming out of the northwest. Temperature-wise, we're going to be right around freezing tonight, which is why precip gets a little bit tricky. The possibility of freezing drizzle and some heavy wet snow expected through tomorrow morning's commute. You're going to want to plan ahead. Travel could be a little tricky. There's our overnight at a glance. And the next system, it's an Alberta Clipper, and it looks to pack a little bit more of a punch than what we got today. Come over here. We are live in Whitby tonight. Look at this crowd as we build a toy. Oh my goodness, Nathan and Michelle, it is just incredible out here. So many wonderful friends. I'm going to begin first with the Whitby Professional Firefighters Association. Mark, thanks for being here tonight, you and the crew, participating in Toy Mountain this year.
Yeah, we're just really excited about being able to give back to the community that we serve. We're here today to present a check for such a great cause, to present it to Mayor Roy and the Salvation Army. We're really appreciative that they're putting this together. So we're very excited to present a check for $500.
Wow, let's hear it for the $500 going directly to the Salvation Army. Thank you, Whitby Fire. That is fabulous. Hello, Elf on the Shelf. Hello, dancers. We're going to be seeing you very soon, Salvation Army friends, of course. Oh, thanks for that, Grinch. There goes my hat. Love gelato. If anybody's in the Whitby area and they want to come down and join us here at the Whitby Public Library, you're serving up some treats tonight.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We heard everybody was going to be out here tonight and the cold, so we brought some hot drinks, also some gelato and lots of toys for everybody. So we're going to be here from 6 to 7. So if anyone's out and about and can make it, we would love to see you guys. We're so excited to be here.
Yeah, and I'd love to pass you some warm cider.
Ooh, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Durham.
That is tasty. Thank you for your donation to Toy Mountain as well tonight. One more guest I want to show you right now, Nathan and Michelle. Look at this. The man in red is here too. I heard Nathan and Michelle are on the nice list this year. Is that right?
You're correct.
Okay, there you have it. Lots more to come as we build a toy live from Whitby. Lots more to come. For now, I'll send it back inside to you.
All right, good news. We're on the nice list.
We are 41 years and counting for me. Thanks, everyone.
All right, at Queen's Park today, the Skills Development Fund was once again front and center.
An investigation launched yesterday by the OPP had the opposition grilling the government about what they knew and when. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris reports.
The day after the OPP anti-rackets branch launched an investigation of a company that's received tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
What is wrong with you?
What kind of shop are you running, Premier?
I will start warning people.
Tempers flared in question period. The government maneuvering around some specifics.
We will not be commenting any further because it's before the OPP at this time.
The investigation centers around Keel Digital Solutions. They'd been getting funding from the Ministry of Colleges and Universities for years for student mental health supports. In 2023, the government says a routine audit flagged irregularities. That prompted a forensic audit.
A system that identifies the need for an audit is a system that works, a system that then, within 24 hours of receiving that, makes the appropriate referrals, is a system that works.
In the middle of all that auditing, Keel got millions in skills development cash, something the Premier defends.
We cut off the funding as soon as you get the results. You don't cut it off until you get the results. You don't presume someone's guilty right away.
The investigation has renewed pressure on David Piccini, who was spotted ringside with Keel's director the same year that company was audited. Later, as Minister of Labour, he's admitted to digging Keel's low-scoring skill development funding out from the bottom of the pile.
At the time, Speaker, we had no results of any audit, Speaker.
The opposition says it defies belief Piccini didn't know red flags had been raised.
And if that's the case, that one arm of government doesn't know what another is doing, well, they should fix that.
There's no answer about when that second forensic audit was started.
Not one minister has stood up and said, it happened on this date. You know why? Because they know that's what should have happened.
All of this
shows you the system is broken.
Asked if Piccini will still be Minister of Labour when MPPs come back from winter break, the Premier had this to say.
Yes.
Keel Digital Solutions has denied wrongdoing. They plan to cooperate with the OPP and say they look forward to a government apology when the investigation is finished. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The new Finch West LRT has only been operating for a few days now, but concerns about the speed of the transit line are being raised at City Hall.
The train is not as fast as it can be. Absolutely. So I'm hearing the feedback. I've rode the trains and I know that it can be faster. I am bringing an item to council asking for transit signal priority, removing speed caps where possible, and increasing service frequency.
The Finch West LRT will be discussed at tomorrow's TTC board meeting. Meanwhile, Provincial Transportation Minister Pramit Sakaria said the city has permission to give the trains signal priority in order to speed things up. Well, there's another tax hike on the table at Toronto City Hall. This one would apply to the sale of expensive homes.
But one stakeholder is hoping the province might swoop in to stop it. CTV's Natalie Johnson has the details.
The cost of buying a home with a price tag of more than $3 million in Toronto could soon go up as part of a plan by Mayor Olivia Chow to increase the tax levied on the sale of those properties.
Shifting the cost of funding our city towards those who can afford it most.
But as the proposal sailed through her executive committee today, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board pushed back, calling on the province to intervene. In a letter to the Premier writing, quote, "We respectfully request provincial intervention to prevent the City of Toronto from increasing its municipal land transfer tax for the third time in the last 8 years. The city's increases to the MLTT have created a prohibitive barrier to home ownership and hurt Toronto's housing market."
The province has shown when they don't feel something is being done right at the municipal level, they may be prepared to intervene.
The mayor's proposal hikes the tax on the sale of luxury homes by about 1%. Incremental increases that revise the rates to 4.4% on the lower end to 8.6% on the higher end.
The Real Estate Board is calling on the Ford government to tie the rates of the municipal land transfer tax to the provincial ones, which the board said would allow this city to continue to collect modest revenue without leveraging the tax to pay for higher spending.
Part of the reason why we have to raise taxes is because we're picking up work that the province of Ontario should be doing. They're not providing housing supports. They're not investing in our affordable housing.
$1.2 billion in the new Toronto deal. I think we've been very fair to the City of Toronto.
The Premier making it clear today he does not support the mayor's move.
I've never raised a tax. I've lowered taxes for people and for businesses. I don't believe in raising taxes. We didn't have to raise taxes when I was at City Hall.
When you can afford a home that's $5, $10, $20 million, I've seen homes that are $34 million. You can pay a bit more.
Doug Ford alleging that City Hall has a spending problem, but this time stopping short of stepping in.
But we'll step in, the people coming up in the election in 2026.
If approved by full council, Chow's luxury home tax hike comes into effect April 1st, 1 month before that election campaign kicks off. Natalie Johnson, CTV News.
Still ahead, protection from online predators, violent criminals, and perpetrators of intimate partner violence. The feds introduced legislation to strengthen the criminal code.
A 64-year-old man is dead after he was hit by a dump truck in Witchurch-Stouffville early this morning. York Regional Police say the man was struck on Bloomington Road between Kennedy and Warden just after 4 a.m. He died at the scene. York Regional Police's Major Collision Bureau has taken over this investigation.
A Toronto woman whose dog attacked and seriously injured a child last year will have to serve time behind bars. Patricia Ciaric was sentenced to a year in jail and 3 years of probation today. She's also been barred from owning a dog for 10 years. Ciaric had pleaded guilty to criminal negligence causing bodily harm and failing to prevent a dog from biting a person. The court heard she had previously been ordered to keep her dog muzzled in public and took it to a playground that was off limits to dogs and removed its muzzle and leash.
The federal government introduced legislation today intended to better protect children and address gender-based violence.
The Justice Department is touting the measures as generational reforms to the criminal code. CTV's Abigail Beeman has the details.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Nneka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating for a lot of the changes that have been proposed today.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless you do X, Y, Z,
then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, you know, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, namely the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
The FBI has released a new photo of a Canadian fugitive accused of being an international drug kingpin. Investigators say the newly obtained image is of Ryan Wedding in Mexico this past summer. The former Olympic snowboarder is believed to be hiding in the country with the support of a cartel. He is accused of running a multi-billion-dollar drug empire. Wedding is also accused of orchestrating multiple murders. The Bureau is offering a $15 million reward for information leading to his arrest.
Canada's ambassador to the U.S. is stepping down in the new year. Kirsten Hillman says this is the right time to put a team in place to see through negotiations for reviewing the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. She plans to help the new ambassador learn the ropes and will be available to the Canadian negotiating team in the months ahead. Hillman was appointed ambassador in 2019 and began the job in 2020. She helped lead the renegotiation of the Continental Free Trade Agreement during U.S. President Donald Trump's first term in 2017.
The federal government has signed a partnership with 2 Canadian companies to help protect our north.
The Arctic is transforming at an unprecedented speed. Melting ice is opening new waters and attracting new activity. For Canada, this is not a distant concern anymore. It's a direct challenge to our sovereignty and to our security.
Telesat and MDA Space will develop military satellite communications for the Canadian Armed Forces in the Arctic. Ottawa says the military currently has limited options in the region, and most are commercial rather than military networks. A contract worth $2.92 million has been awarded to Telesat in partnership with MDA Space for engineering and analysis.
In Bolivia, 16,000 fossil footprints are providing some insight into dinosaur behavior. A team of researchers has discovered the footprints belong to a dinosaur group that includes the Tyrannosaurus rex. Paleontologists say this find represents the highest number of theropod footprints recorded anywhere in the world and call it a remarkable window into the lives of dinosaurs around 66 million years ago. But humans have often threatened the tracks. For decades, farmers threshed corn and wheat on the plateaus. Quarry workers blasted rock layers.
Coming up, Dylan Cease in town. The Blue Jays introduced their new starting pitcher. You'll hear from the right-hander himself about his franchise record $210 million contract.
And I'm Pat Foran. Coming up on Consumer Alert, do you have any dining events to attend leading up to the holidays, or perhaps you have to organize one? There's a website that says it can make it easier to book dinners and parties for larger groups. I'll have that story. That's just ahead.
We are building a mountain of toys for the Salvation Army, but right now we have a staircase full of toys, courtesy of the fine folks here in Whitby, Ontario. And we have Mayor Elizabeth Roy here with us. Thanks for having us in Whitby.
Oh, our pleasure to welcome you to our community and to bring Toy Mountain to our community. It's wonderful, and we're so happy that everybody pulled together to help bring toys together. And also we did Operation Cozy Toe, so we collected socks. And everybody who's here with has been all a part of it, from our library to our BIA to Whitby Council. We have our Salvation Army, our town criers, and our volunteers who helped bring this together tonight.
Yeah, we can't do it without any of these. Both, thank you for helping. If you're watching watching at home, there are ways that you can help us build this mountain. You can text to donate. All you have to do is, scan this QR code, and it's going to give you all the information you need to know for a monetary donation. And of course, the traditional way. You can drop off a new unwrapped toy at any of our drop-off locations around the GTA. It's a pleasure to be here in Whitby on a bit of a snowy and rainy night. We've got lots to talk about in the weather forecast, all coming up. Stay with us.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
If you've ever planned an event at a restaurant for a wedding, anniversary, or corporate party, you know there's a lot of work involved.
But a group that deals in restaurant technology says it's created a marketplace for private and group dining that is easy to use. Here's Pat Foran with a consumer alert. Pat.
Thanks, Michelle and Nathan. If you need to plan an event at a restaurant for a large group, it can take hours of calls and emails. It can be a hassle for you and the restaurants, too. Now, OpenTable says it's made changes to its service that make it less challenging to book large groups. Minami, Toronto is a popular Japanese restaurant in the entertainment district. It's known for many of its signature dishes and specializes in flame-seared sushi. It's a choice for smaller groups, but over the years it's come to host many larger events.
One thing that we've always noticed is it's really challenging for people to book events that are larger than simple reservations.
General Manager Nicholas Tian says in the past it could be challenging for anyone trying to plan a large gathering at a restaurant. But he says using the online reservation service OpenTable, it makes it easier for party planners and restaurants to make it happen.
We've done more weddings and corporate bookings and large-scale bookings than ever before since bringing on this platform.
It's really about making it easier for diners to discover and book those large party opportunities or spaces.
OpenTable is available across Canada and allows diners to compare private dining rooms, semi-private spaces, and large group tables. You can check pricing, menus, and some businesses allow instant booking. OpenTable says it's win-win for both diners and restaurants.
In the old days, you used to have to pick up the phone and search, ask and call multiple different restaurants before you'd find availability. Now it's as easy as a couple of clicks and you've found the spot that you'd like to go to.
The company says its research shows almost 70% of those asked would rather host a party at a restaurant than in their home, suggesting private dining is gaining momentum.
Last night we had 30 people in the lounge. The night before we had 25 in the lounge.
OpenTable says 60,000 restaurants worldwide take part in its platform, and they help fill almost 2 billion seats each year. And OpenTable is free for diners to use. Restaurants pay a fee to be part of the system. The company says if making bookings is easier, it could lead to more people dining out, which is good for the restaurant industry. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.
All right, back to the forecast. You got to give those generous donors credit. Not only are they giving, but they were doing it outside in the cold.
Outside in the cold, piles of toys. We've seen the Grinch, we've seen Santa, Whitby's mayor. What a fabulous crowd there today, Lindsay.
Oh, it's so wonderful, Michelle and Nathan. Not only, as you mentioned, did everyone come out in droves, but in weather that is maybe not so ideal. But it is December. It's almost winter. This is to be expected. Nothing's going to stop us from building a toy mountain. We're going to see a couple more of these fabulous donors in just a moment, but we're going to begin with Bob. You're from Owasco. Tell us a little bit about your donation tonight.
Yeah, so we have this Taos here. We call it the Stuff a Taos. We started it in actually 1998 with the Beetle. And what we do is we donate the vehicle, we put it inside of Iroquois Park and bring it to these events, and it gets filled up with toys, and we have a partnership with the Salvation Army, and it gets emptied multiple times before Christmas, so it's been just a great event, and we're really happy to be part of it and having this doing this with the Salvation Army. So
we're so happy that you're doing this with us, for us. Thank you so much, Bob, to you and your team. Look at this wonderful crew over here. So many fun friends. I want to introduce you, though, to the Whitby Curling Club. Thanks for coming out tonight, you guys.
Oh, it's great to be here. We're so happy to be here. We put the call out to our members
everyone showed up, and we have created a mini mountain for the big mountain.
I mean, this is a pretty big start for a mountain. We've got 2 completely full bins for the Salvation Army and a bicycle.
A bicycle, yeah. Our members really stepped up, and we did a great job kind of getting more prizes and getting more donations from the members. So it's been a great, great year.
Oh, it's going to be a great, great Christmas and holiday season for so many kids and families. Thanks to groups like you. Thank you, Whitby Curling Club. Also want to give a shout out. Maybe some of the kids at home might be watching. You might recognize this guy, our elf on the shelf, or this gal, I'm not too sure. But thank you, Kidamo, for your support with Toy Mountain once again. Let's talk about your weather. There's lots going on tonight weather-wise, and it was a snowy afternoon. Here's what's left of round 1. 2 systems impacting us over the next 2 days here. We had a snowy drive for many this afternoon. The bulk of that snow has moved out. We've got some drizzle right now in many areas, including where we are in Whitby. But it's still a lovely night. You have time to come out and join us here. We're at the public square outside the Whitby Public Library. Next system, this is an Alberta Clipper. It swings through overnight tonight and into tomorrow. And this one could pack a pretty good punch as well. Perhaps more in the way of snow. And again, the timing, not great. If you have to be hitting the road tomorrow morning, heading off to work, might be a good day to work from home if you can. Travel likely to be a little bit tricky. This type of snow is the heavy, wet variety. And notice how midday tomorrow looks like the precip could change over to rain in many areas. That's because our temperature will be just above freezing, but 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. We can't rule out that possibility for the GTA, and areas north and west of here are going to get lake effect snow bands as well. Temperature wise, all right, we're still at -2 degrees. It feels like -7, and overnight tonight that temperature actually rises a little bit to about 0. It'll be mild into the day tomorrow. Daytime high about 2 degrees before the temperature really plummets into your Wednesday night. So this is a bit of a roller coaster happening here. There's tomorrow's forecast daytime highs around southern Ontario. Snow in the morning, transition to some flurries or some rain showers midday, and then gusty winds for the afternoon. And look at that low, -10 degrees. Thursday, certainly a colder day, -3, mix of sun and cloud and lake effect flurries possible. Friday is slightly milder. The weekend at this point looks chilly, but at least we will be enjoying some sunshine. We are here live in Whitby. We're meeting so many wonderful friends and donors. Sasha, that's your name? Yes. And you're a local artist, and you wanted to come and support Toy Mountain.
Yes, Toy Mountain has been, well, with Salvation Army, has been something near to me. When my family fell on hard times, my mom being a single mother at one point, we benefited from Toy Mountain and Salvation Army. So I'm always more than happy to give to a cause.
Thank you for sharing that story. Gina, it must warm your heart to hear of someone giving back to an organization that helped them.
It sure does. And you know what? I hear that story over and over again. And here we are in Whitby. And I'll tell you, Whitby knows how to put on a giving party.
Yes,
for sure.
For sure. We love Whitby. And Sasha, congratulations on your artistic projects, and lots coming up for you too.
Yes, my live hometown show is on December 12th, this Friday. So I'm excited to see some familiar faces out this weekend.
Congratulations. And speaking of performers, I just want to mention we have dancers from Anna Maria's Dance Studio. Do I have that correct?
Maria's Dance Academy.
Dance Academy. Look at these beautiful faces. I understand we might get a little performance before the hour is
Let's
finished.
go. Let's dance, girl.
Here they are. They're gonna get ready to dance for us. Nathan and Michelle, we will send it back inside to you for now.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Lindsay. We got more news after the break. Stay with us. And there's how you can donate.
Flu season is ramping up across the country, and health experts are urging people to get their vaccinations.
When we look at how good the vaccine is this year, I have to acknowledge that it's still really good. It's still the best we have, but one of the 3 components of the vaccine doesn't work as well as we'd like it to work. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. It still does. It still provides some protection, just not as much as we would like. And there's 2 other components of the vaccine that work very well. So still extremely important to get a flu shot.
According to the latest data from Health Canada, there were nearly 3,700 confirmed flu cases across the country in the week ending on November 29th. That's up from roughly 2,400 the week before.
Toronto has retained the infamous honor of being Canada's rattiest city.
There's always health hazards with, especially when rats get into any food-related areas. They're crawling through the dirtiest, grimiest areas, picking up bacteria, and then crawling across food prep surfaces, contaminating food areas, their droppings, urine as they're going along. So there's a definite health hazard to that. But also as a rodent, they're continually gnawing. They like to chew on things all the time. So they will do property damage, but along with that can be wires, whether it's in a wall void or in an attic area. And if they're chewing on wires, that can be a fire hazard, obviously.
Orkin Canada says the ranking is based on the number of calls it received to treat issues with rodents, including both rats and mice at homes and businesses. Mississauga ranked as Canada's 6th rattiest city, with Ottawa ranking 8th.
We are here at the Whitby Public Library. They've been our hosts tonight for Toy Mountain in Whitby. Rhonda, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. This has been such a fabulous event. The community is so unbelievably generous, and we're thrilled to have you here.
You're having quite a celebration. We've seen kids enjoying some crafts. We've had so many characters here. And of course, we've been out enjoying the festivities outside in the weather. A big thank you to your community and to everybody who has made a difference for Toy Mountain.
Wonderful. Whitby is the best community anywhere.
We're so happy to be here tonight. I want to hear from the town criers. They have a little something to say about Toy Mountain.
Oyez! Oyez! With great pride and joy, we, your Whitby Town Criers, mark the grand finale of Operation Cozy Toes and Toy Mountain. Now we celebrate with hot chocolates and sweet treats. Let this day remind us that Whitby's kindness is its greatest gift. Long live Whitby and long live community spirit.
Okay. Cold hands, warm heart, warm toes, a good start. Share warmth among others, share goodwill in kind. Cozy Toes and Toy Mountain with kindness for others on the top of our mind.
Thank you so much to Whitby, and you at home can make a difference as well by donating to Toy Mountain. A shout as well to the Whitby BIA. We'll share with them in a little bit as well. You're dropping off a check tonight to the Salvation Army.
Yes, we are, and we're very excited to have CTV in our downtown with our businesses, and also a special thanks to Mayor Liz Roy, who has invited us to partner with her on this incredible event.
Absolutely amazing, so generous. Thank you so much. Lots more to come from Whitby as we build a Toy Mountain. Stay with us.
One of the big tech companies is investing billions of dollars into Canadian AI development. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has the details.
Microsoft will invest $7.5 billion in Canada over the next 2 years to build out AI infrastructure. That means expanding data centers and upgrading technology to handle advanced AI processing. Microsoft is also committing to keep Canadian data secure. The company says this is part of a $19 billion spend in Canada from 2023 to 2027. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up a fraction to 72.20. West Texas Intermediate crude is down to 58.33. Western Canadian Select is down over $1 to 45.40. And the TSX moved up 74 points today to close at 31,244. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
New numbers from Rentals.ca and Urban Nation indicate the cost of rent is dropping in the GTA and across the country.
The rental market's going through a really interesting period of uncertainty here, right? Especially in the short term. Demand has really pulled back due to flattening population growth. And of course, with this economic uncertainty that's happening right now, people have less money to spend on new premium rentals or what these new rental prices are being asked for, especially when they're going on sites like Rentals.ca. And when you couple that with all this new supply coming to the market, you get rents coming down as they have been doing so for a few years right now. You know, Toronto rents right now are actually the lowest they've been since May of 2022.
The latest numbers show a 3.1% drop in rent nationally, down to just over $2,000. All 6 major markets saw a decline, with the biggest drops in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia. Toronto remains the fourth most expensive city for renters, with the average cost of a one-bedroom at just over $2,200 a month. The Toronto Blue Jays were the first team to make a big move in this year's free agent market, signing pitcher Dylan Cease to a 7-year contract. Today, the $210 million man was introduced during MLB's winter meetings in Orlando, explaining why he chose the Jays.
The biggest part really was being able to be a part of a championship team, and obviously with the run last year, they've proven that they have championship caliber players, and obviously a good process. So that was probably the number one thing, and then from there was also how would they help me maximize and develop and basically reach my potential more often. That was important to me. So that was probably the second biggest consideration, and it seemed from the get-go that it was going to be pretty inevitable.
Cease gives the Jays another ace in their rotation. The 29-year-old right-hander finished second in the American League Cy Young Award voting in 2022. He's known to be durable, making at least 32 starts last year for the 5th straight year. Cease signed the largest free agent contract in Blue Jays history. He was considered one of the top starters available.
15 minutes off of the bench. Ingram, the length.
The Raptors are looking to get back on track after losing to Boston Sunday, their 3rd straight loss. Toronto hosts the New York Knicks tonight, and there will be extra incentive to win. The Raps can punch their ticket to Saturday's NBA Cup semifinals in Las Vegas with a victory. And Toronto Maple Leafs forward Bobby McMahon will have a hearing with the league for a high-sticking incident. The forward received a match penalty after Tampa Bay's Oliver Bjorkstrand was struck during a scrum in last night's game. It happened after the Lightning winger lightly cross-checked McMahon. The Leaf has never been suspended in the NHL. Just ahead, celebrating the gift of giving. Hundreds of kids take part in the Breakfast Club's Caring and Sharing Christmas Gala. Highlights of this heartwarming event are coming up.
It's Toronto's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Hundreds of kids took part in an early Christmas celebration at the Liberty Grand this morning. Roughly 1,200 kids from breakfast clubs across the GTA took part in the annual Caring and Sharing Christmas Gala. Each child picked a gift for themselves and one to give to a friend.
And this is an event that they never, ever, ever forget. I meet young men and women that have been with the program over the last 25 years, and they still remember this event and how special it was for them.
So after they actually select a toy for themselves and someone else in their life, they also get to go and play with the toys in their activities room, have a fun dance party, there's a magician, there's face painting, there's balloon animals, and then they get to sit down to a lovely lunch.
Sounds fabulous. More than 200 volunteers assisted in putting on the annual gala.
A day after beating the Tampa Bay Lightning, one Leafs player was helping to deliver some holiday gifts. Matthew Nyes toured an Amazon fulfillment center in Brampton this afternoon. The visit is part of Amazon announcing 3 separate $5,000 donations to local women's charities. Nyes is known for working hard on the ice and didn't settle for just a tour. The 23-year-old also packed a few orders, and he was sure to sign each one. So a few customers will get their Amazon orders with an autograph. Nyes also gave a few autographs to Amazon employees. Very nice.
Hopefully they recognize it. I put my number on it, so hopefully they could recognize it. But I think there's only 5 or 6, so they're hopefully they're pretty fortunate. Yeah, it's heartwarming, honestly. To see all the work that it gets put into making these gifts. Everyone giving back. It's special to be a part of, and yeah, it's a great experience.
Oh, it's huge. It's been buzzing all day.
It's so funny because last night I was watching and I'm like, hey, one of those guys is coming to work tomorrow. And my husband, who's a hockey person, I listen to him yell and scream and be happy and sad over the Leafs. So this is for us. I really like it.
Yes, it is the season of generosity, and there is a lot of it in Whitby tonight, Lindsay.
You know, Nathan and Michelle, typically we're pretty quiet in the library, but not today. We are building a toy mountain! Rhonda gave us permission to be nice and loud for at least this segment. A couple more shout outs to give. We have the Whitby Wild Ringette players here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Great to see you, ladies. A big thank you to Giant Tiger for dropping off lots of toys tonight and helping us build this mountain of toys. Look at all these wonderful friends, even the Grinch. I think that you think he's going to give me my hat back before the hour is finished. Mark from the Salvation Army here in Whitby. I mean, what a great showing by your community.
We are so thankful for the support of this community as poured out through all these toys, and so many. We're going to pack them all up tonight and take them back and give them out to families in the next few weeks. But so thankful for the support of toys and food. Our food we give out over 600 families each month, and so always need of food and support, and that is such a valuable piece for families in these days. And so Whitby is awesome for that, and we're so thankful to Mayor Roy's office, and this whole community is so beautiful.
We really are so thankful. One more look at the 7-day forecast. Just want to show you the fact that we have more. Make our way to the morning. Has everyone had fun tonight? Yeah. We have been bringing a toy. We've done a pretty great job tonight. It's not too late to donate and help make a difference. We're going to finish things off now with a performance from the dancers of Anna Maria's Dance Academy. Take it away, ladies.
All right, thank you, ladies. And on that wonderful note, that is it for us here at CTV News. Be sure to join Omar Sachedina tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zoraida Allman with our next local newscast at 11:30.
Meantime, coverage continues anytime on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay Morrison and all of us here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a great night and drive safe.
Some good moves that we're getting into it.
Yeah.